Good morning. It is 9:41 a.m. on Wednesday, March 13th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up, more or less. I have made a little bit of progress at shifting my schedule forward just a little bit. I went to bed a little earlier last night and got up a little earlier this morning than I have been, but it has been interesting just with this extended period of working at home where I don't have any external restrictions on my schedule, just finding out like what sort of sleeping waking timeline I am naturally drawn to. Although in many respects, as I've said on other days, when it's always easier to stay up than to go to bed early. And so naturally, I feel like the schedule just pushes. But I was able to pull it in a little bit yesterday, so that's good, I guess. Well, goodness, lots of people joining this morning. So yesterday, one of the things that was a little disruptive of trying to get work done at home was that in my apartment building, they went through and they installed new door locks and new thermostats in all of the apartments, or at least they're working on more of the building still, I think, today, but they did mine yesterday. Very distracting when it was going on, of course. But I'm interested in the new approach. See, Spence just woke up too. We're united in our sleepiness. Where was I? The new locks are what it had been for a while is having the little electronic key fob that instead of a physical metal key, and the new one uses a code, like a 4-digit code, but also it is integrated with an app. So I can unlock and lock my door with my phone now, which in some respects, like I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in electronic or online security. I do wonder about that. I mean, hopefully this thing would be relatively secure, but it does occur to me that it does leave that, that leaves a potential for it to be hacked or something. But at the same time, what it does also provide in added convenience are things like if I know I'm carrying a lot of groceries, I can tell my door to unlock from the car before I carry all of my big heavy bags up with me, for example. In theory, what I could also do is like, I don't have a dog right now, but if I needed to let a dog walker in or anyone else for that reason, for that matter, that sounds weird all of a sudden. Anyway, if I needed to let anyone else in for any reason and they didn't have a key, I can let them in. So, see, that's a theoretically useful thing. Also, because the thermostat is integrated into the same app, I can remotely tell my apartment to turn the air conditioning on or whatever. And I'd been having some issues with my previous thermostat anyway, that it would frequently not read the temperature properly. And so what it would do is things like it starts turning on the air conditioning, and but then the thermostat still thinks it's 76 degrees, and so it would just run the air conditioning until I'm cold, but it thinks it's still too hot, so it just runs constantly until I either turn it off or it freezes up because it's actually running too much. And so hopefully the new one will not have that problem. But in the meantime, just changes. Everything's changing on me. I'm curious. I'm still relatively new to doing these on Facebook Live, but it gives me different indications. Like I can see at least 5 people have joined in my little status thing. And yet up in the corner, it has a little eyeballs 2 on there. And so I'm thinking, why wouldn't it be 5? Does that mean that 3 people joined and then immediately closed it again? Maybe. But it didn't ever say 5. Doesn't seem to match is my point. And so I suspect a lot of those sorts of things are puffery. Like they don't actually mean what they would propose to mean. Anyway, I'll go ahead and leave it there, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.